Hello and welcome to the channel. Baldur's Gate 3, after about 3 years or so, maybe 4 years in early access, it is now finally live for the PC. I played early access since the very beginning and can't wait to see the rest of this game. On that note, Larian really knocked it out of the park from everything I've seen so far. They've really tried to keep faithful to the rules as best they could. On a side note, I've played Dungeons and Dragons since the very beginning as well, way back to the original Greyhawk days, and I even seem to recall precursors like Chainmail and Blackmoor, booklets, pamphlets sitting in my junk drawer. By no means does that make me an expert at this game whatsoever. I don't think anyone ever truly masters this game. However, pause for effect. Obviously, I am an older gamer, going way back to the beginning of Dungeons & Dragons, but what it does give is a different perspective and experience on the mechanics of the game in general and how it's evolved over the years. Again, not an expert, so please don't try to, say, oh, how do you not know that? Well, there's things you forget, and there's things that are always changing. But the spirit of it is there. I've just always loved this genre and this rule set of, how Dungeons & Dragons works. That said, I played the original Baldur's Gate and, of course, Baldur's Gate 2 back in the day. So I understand the storyline, how it evolves here, and I like the sequels. I love that about this game. And it's from Greyhawk to Faerun, it's good stuff. I just like how the world's evolved. Although completely different editions, from those to this, the experience is still the same. It's all about adventure. That's what it's all about, people. It's the adventure. So with that in mind, let's go on an adventure in Baldur's Gate 3. Now, for my first playthrough, now that it's live, I'm going to recreate my favorite character, Nomicon. He's a necromancer, of course. He's somewhat peculiar for his profession. Instead of being all vile and psycho, he's more of a philosophical, logical... he's rather tame in comparison. Sure, he's out for his own power, but at the end of the day, it's all about his personal goal of bridging the gap between life and death. He's been around forever. I mean, he even became a permanent vendor in Dungeons & Dragons Online in a zone called the 12. It's kind of reward from the devs. He's even in Journey Quest series. He created the Temple of All Dooms. Yes, that is canon. Go look it up. Needless to say, he's just one of my favorite characters to play. He has his own nice moods and dark moods, so you'll learn that as we go along. He just has his own bit of sarcasm, but at the same time, he's logical about things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and create him and our muse. We have a muse in this game. We'll do that in this episode, and then in the next episode, we'll go ahead and enjoy the game with the tutorial and beyond. So go ahead and like and subscribe. If you do, great. If you don't, I don't care. But all these things kind of help out, and it gives me an idea of what you guys like to see. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, they have really revamped it from the early access to the live version. They said that the whole startup tutorial area has been completely revamped. A lot of things have changed. So I guess that was the practice. Now we're actually going live. Who knows? But this looks great. Well done, Larian. This used to just be kind of a relatively boring cave in comparison. We got characters coming down the stairs. We got a throwback to Ball up there. Bodies hanging in swing. Oh, this is great stuff. Just as a side note, real quick, if it's going to be like a cinematic or something like that, like a movie cutscene, I'll be quiet for that. I'll let that play through so you can enjoy it. But if it's like a dialogue scene to where I have choices to make, yeah, you'll hear me make my comments and read right along, and you'll be able to figure out my thought process as we go. And if you like that, great. If you don't, well, that's okay. Go make your own channel. All right. Let's go ahead and start the game and create our character, get it out of the way. So this will be a relatively quick episode. We have the cream puff mode, how the game was intended mode, and the hey mom look at me, I'm such a badass, godlike mode. Whatever. We'll keep it as it is intended, and we'll start the game. We already have karmic. I checked my settings earlier. We don't have karmic dice on, so that's good. I like the rolls being the rolls. So let's go and start the game, and I believe there's a cutscene at the beginning, so go ahead and enjoy. Who am I? That cutscene was very scary. That would be terrifying if you actually had to went through that. We were captured by mind flayers, and we have a parasite that was... that's gonna suck. That which will turn us into mind flayers. That being said, let's not get down the storyline too much, which nobody really knows the true intention of it. So this will all be for the first time for many people. But we can create a whole bunch of different characters. They changed some things around for the live, so really it doesn't, if you look at the stats over here on the right, it doesn't really matter which race I choose. The stats are all going to be the same. Everybody gets the same +2 and +1. They can move around. So really it comes down to is the racial features. Like half orcs, they'll get critical hit. When they get land on a critical hit, the damage is tripled. The dice are tripled instead of doubled. You know, or gnomes, you know, they get advantages. You know, Get Yankee, they have proficiency in all skills of a choice of a chosen ability for the whole day, and then the next day you can change it. So, I want to be all the intelligence skills. I get proficiency. Tomorrow it's going to be all wisdom. Next day it's going to be all charisma. Who knows? Whatever they want to do. And they have different features with regards to spells. Humans, they kind of bit the bullet on this one. They used to have +1 for all the stats because that's what kind of made them. That's the way it was. But they, you know, they still have the civil militia, so they get spears, pikes, halberds, glaives, and armor proficiency with light armor and shields. So that's cool. And they kind of threw them a bone and said, well, you get an additional skill to be proficient in. Oh, and my carrying capacity is increased by a quarter, which is not really going to help out Nom too much, but every little bit helps when you're going to have a low strength. But you compare this. Oh, I get an additional skill. Yeah, Get the Yankee. Yeah, we're going to give you proficiency in all the skills of just pick your stat. Intelligence stat, charisma stat, wisdom stat, whatever it is. You get all of them. You know, for the whole day, you know. And you can change them on the fly. So really, you know, between that and your background, I mean, Get the Yankee is going to be a really powerful thing. Anyway, we're creating my character. Nomicon, he is a human. And yes, I can theory craft and make him into a drow or something like that. Or a tiefling, you know. But no, he was always a human, so that's what he's going to be. So that's what we're going to go with. And we got body types down here. So you got girl, guy, yeah. For small and large. Well, he's a small dude. So he's a dude, though. So he's going to be a custom origin character. We could play any of the other characters here. And there's a dark urge that we could customize. But I think that's going to throw him down a path that he doesn't want to go, because that's not really Nom. Yeah, it can be at times, but not really. This is going to something that's going to drive him more of a chaotic, evil thing, and that's not him. He's more of a neutral evil, really. If you actually put it, you had to put it bluntly. Or maybe even a lawful evil, sometimes. Because there is an order to things. That being said, he's a human. We'll keep him with that proficiencies. That's fine. He is a wizard, and at the next level, he'll be able to choose his class, his subclass. They have all the schools of magic open, so he'll be actually able to be the official necromancer, which will probably be, in comparison to some of the other people doing videos out there, this will be probably rather boring in comparison. But I'm going to have fun, so that's all that matters. We can't choose spells here, but we'll have to go to the next section to do that. So we'll go ahead and choose our cantrips. And, well, right off the bat, we got to get our necromancy. So this is what starts him down his path. His bone chill, also known as chill touch, or whatever. Maybe there's a copyright thing. Who knows? We'll give him that, and we will give him some utility of some I want light. I mean, there's light, and then there's dancing lights. He's more of a dancing lights person. Firebolt's nice and all, but he has necromancy. He'll have to light things up some other way. So we'll give him some dancing lights and friends for his dialogues, because his charisma is going to be rather neutral. It's not going to be a deficit. It's just going to be a little extra help. That'll be fine. So, chill touch, whatever, bone chill. Dancing lights, friends for his dialogue stuff. That'll work. His spells. Let's go ahead and get rid of all these things and see what they got. Ice knife. That's new. They added to the game. That's a great spell. 1d10 piercing. So this is a little bit. It's a direct damage. It's an area effect damage, and I have to do a T to get into it. And you can cast a spell while you are silenced, and it leaves an ice surface. So it's like the trifecta. You got direct damage, area effect damage, and terrain, and you can cast it while it's silenced. That's a good spell. There are some better ones out there, but for me, my philosophy on wizards, I mean, you got your read magic and detect magic and all the other fun stuff. Mage armor is a must. That's the bread and butter. They've added shield, which is a great spell. It's as a reaction, so I can memorize it, but you won't be able to cast it. It says it until a long rest, which is great. So hopefully something attacks me early, and I'd use it as a reaction, and then it lasts for the rest of the day. That's going to be great down the road, especially when it gives you an armor class of +5. So 13 from the mage armor, then I'm going to have 2 from the dex, so that'll be 15 +5. I'll have a 20 AC for the rest of the day, because some goblin shot an arrow at me. That's not bad. That's a pretty good trade-off. Getting ahead of myself, but we're going to definitely take that. And so, what else we can take? I want to try out this ice knife. Oh, we're going to have our chromatic orb. That's kind of a must. That's a big, heavy hitter. And his ice knife. We need our sleep. And we will take magic missile. Magic missile, yeah, I guarantee that. So we could see. I might change that up. I don't know. So we got our armor, and we have our shield. We have heavy hitter, a nice little variety there. That's kind of a trifecta for area effect, control, and guaranteed hits when we need it. And hopefully we can find the rest of it. If not, we're going to get Tasha's on the next go around and maybe False Life just for the fact that we want it. Find familiar is always good to have. It's fun. Featherfall, we'll probably go buy that somewhere. Maybe we'll find it. Jump, I might need that. Enhanced Sleep. It's Jump, for crying out loud. What's up with this? Long Strider? See, Long Strider's Long Strider. Expeditious Retreat. Why? This... Someone who revamped this for the live apparently did not play Dungeons & Dragons. Jump is Jump, people. Grease is Grease. Enhanced Sleep. Whatever. That's just me being technical. That's fine. And his background, well, as much as we can metagame or theorycraft or min-max, that's not what it's about. Or he is a sage. Simple as that. He's all about the intelligence stuff. Arcana, history, he's a bookworm. He really is. And his abilities. Now, I've never really liked, ever since this ever came about, I never liked the point-buy system. Never have liked it. The whole point of rolling a character, in my opinion, is you roll a character. You know, take 4d6, drop the lowest one, whatever, 3d6, and straight up, there you go. And you put them where you want. The whole idea of rolling a character is to roll a character. Anyway, but it doesn't really matter which race we picked. We're all going to be cut from the same cloth. So I can put that there. I think we'll balance that out. Lower that charisma because he's not very charismatic, and we'll put the wisdom up a little bit. I know Constitution's important for things like, you know, concentration checks and whatnot, but this is kind of balanced. So, and we could do, yeah, we want that maxed out. Yeah. I mean, we could do that. And, see, I'd have to do that just to get there. See how messed up that is? Just to get that 16 Constitution. See, that does not help me at all. So we'll put that there. Now we at least have +2, +2, +3, +1, and blank. Strength, we're lacking. But then again, he's a wizard. What do you expect? Skill proficiencies. Like I said, he's always been an intelligence-based character. I mean, you do one thing, you do it really well, move on. So investigations, intelligence, insight. No, we're going to lose that. And we're going to pick up religion, and that fits with his class. He's going to be, you know, recognize deities, understand holy rites. I mean, he's bridging that gap between life and death. Hey, clerics, they can raise dead. They got something figured out. They have skills I need. Well, that said, persuasion, where are you at? Medicine, insight, perception. I might take that there. I could double it up. Because we get an extra just for being a human. I think... and, well... got +5s for all my intelligence stuff. Nature. Oh, I gotta get nature. There we go. That's what it is. There we go. I would love to take it on, like, say, perception. But that's what he's always been intelligent. So he's got his intelligence. There we go. So those 5. It's going to do those real well. And yeah, we'll work with that. That's who he is. So I'm sure he'll be just fine. A lot of this stuff is never really terribly important in any game. It helps, but it's not the end all be all. So double check. Alright, that's right where I want to be. Prepare the spells. We will... Yeah, I think we won't take shield right off the bat because we're not going to need it in the tutorial, I don't think. But we will take... Yeah. Because we're going to need to throw some smackdown on some people. And that'll give me some options. Well, actually, even better yet. There. We'll worry about this shield later when we get on the ground. And we... Oh, I gotta... gotta make Nom Nom. He is... I recreated him a few times in early access, so this should go relatively quick, people, so relax. He has kind of a gray decay tone to him. There we go. He does have a scar. They've added scars, and he's always had a scar, so I'm glad they added that. Maturity, he's a bit older. This does not reflect my age. I'm a little less than that. They've added this vitiligo, or what? I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. Use your vowels. Sound it out. All right. Hide clothes. Can't do that. I will probably. Well, I probably edited that out. Apparently, hide clothes. Yeah, they went full buff for this game. So, be wary, people. Body art. He doesn't have any tattoos. His eyes are white. There we go. His makeup, he does have black, and we'll tone that down to about 70 or so. Confirm. That's fine. No, nothing's there. Good. Okay. Hair, he's got longer hair. That's kind of in front and back. It's kind of braided. Where you at? There you are. And he, black gray, black neutral. Okay. Highlights, black. Okay, so that's how deep that can get. Black. So that can get to there. Okay. And we'll tone that down so it matches a little bit better. There we go. And he has a beard. It's got tied off in front. This should be it. Pointed retort. Hello, Nom. Welcome back for the live version. And we have covered everything. Have our stats, have our cantrips, have our spells. And he's proficient in shields. So, he'll probably wear a shield. Every little bit helps. So, I believe we have to we have to make our muse. Oh, we got to name ourselves. So I was wondering where that was at. Hello, Nomicon.
You need a guardian.
Oh.
Choose one.
It's called a guardian now. So, I have another video on this, so I'll recreate her again here. Alfira, the bard that we meet later on. I've taken a liking to her because everyone's always loved that song, so I recreated her as... I'm going to recreate her as my muse, or my guardian. So follow along if you ever want to recreate her as a character skin. She is a tiefling, but not just any tiefling. She is a Mephistopheles tiefling. That being said, her horns are ruin curves. They bow out like that. General. She uses head number 6, because you can tell, you got that nice little mole there, and that is her face. And a lot of people would say it's storm. It's just a lighter tone of storm. It's not. It's actually an azure tone too. At least that's my take on it. That being said, she doesn't have any scarring. She's not a twerp, and she's not old. She's just kind of like right there. She's just mature. She's, out in the world, and she's growing up. And we'll leave everything where it is there. She doesn't have any body art that I know of. Only the Undertaker will know for sure. All right. And her eyes are demonic yellow, but not yellow number 2. It's yellow number 1. Those are her eyes. Just follow along, people. She's shaping right up. Her makeup is makeup number 5, and it is at 100%. And they've added... Oh, okay, we can finally correct some things I wasn't able to before. Intensity? Wow. All right. See, you didn't really have it too tense. I would say we'll put it right there at... Let's see, that's nice. All right. I would say she was just a 10, and we'll just give it just a little bit. Lip gloss. That's really heavy. I want to say it's probably something nice, about 35. There we go. Probably even closer to 30. Yeah, that's closer. All from memory. Her hair is really easy to find. It's that long, there we go, over the shoulders. Now we just got to get the color down. Her hair color is a brown number 4. And her highlights are pink number 5 and about 20. Seasoned to taste, people. Seasoned to taste. So, confirm that. And she doesn't have any graying, no facial hair or any horns or anything like that. And so, this is Alfira, our bard. See, he's got the little wisp there. Yeah. All recreated. And of course, we can make her a big girl. But we won't. Put her back. Yeah, she knows she looks good. Look at that. She knows she looks good. Mm-hmm. All right. So, let's go ahead and venture forth. We have another cutscene to get through, and then we'll end this episode right there, probably about the 30-minute mark, and we'll end it there, and we'll see you in the next one. Enjoy. That's an amazing cutscene. They really did an awesome job on that. We were in a nautiloid. We were captured by the mind flayers, those tentacle guys, and that was being chased by the Githyanki, which is the same thing as that one lady. And the Githyanki, they used to be slaves to the mind flayers, and no, they got their freedom and everything else. They're mortal enemies. They cannot stand them. They're absolutely kill on sight.
My head.
All right. So we will go ahead and end this episode here. We'll go ahead and join me in the next one. Go ahead and like and subscribe and all that. If you do, great. If you don't, well, whatever. And until then, see ya.